No. Wait. I'm right. You're always wrong.
Come on, man. What you mean?
Steph Curry, really?
You really think the Warriors are going to have a super team again?
LeBron James better than Jordan? Come on, man.
Rodgers taking Green Bay to the Super Bowl?
You're listening to The Undefeated. Welcome back to The Undefeated. Both of us are in the house today.
What up, y'all?
It's about to get heated. We have plenty to cover today. Remember, you can contact us through our Facebook page at Undefeated, Tyler and Mario, or at tylerhurst20@yahoo.com. That is TYLERHURST at yahoo.com. We are covering Colin Kaepernick, and how he has not yet been signed. We are talking how Michael Jordan is calling Kobe better than LeBron. And guess what, folks? We are now less than a month away from college football. Get pumped. So first of all, we're going to start out with Colin Kaepernick. How he has not yet been signed and how he should be signed. And let me tell you something. Colin Kaepernick should be a starting quarterback in the NFL. You have the New York Jets. Can people even name their starting quarterback right now? Right now, their starting quarterback looks like Josh McCown. This is his 8th team. His 8th. This backup, Christian Hackenberg. Does anybody even remember him playing a snap in the NFL? Because he hasn't. And Bryce Petty, he throws more interceptions than he does touchdowns. Colin Kaepernick is an amazing quarterback. He got to a Super Bowl. None of the Jets players have. None of the Buccaneers players have. Here's right now the backup quarterbacks in today's league. Scott Tolzien, Geno Smith, Chad Henne, Chase Daniels, and Kellen Clemens. Most of those guys people don't even recognize. I mean, the Rams just signed Dan Orlovsky. So you're telling me Dan Orlovsky's better than Colin Kaepernick? The Rams obviously need help at quarterback. I mean, wow. Colin Kaepernick, he can run and pass. If we look at the last 2 seasons, his touchdown to interception ratio is 22-9. That's not including his running touchdowns. If you include the running touchdowns, 25-9. That's a lot better than Ryan Mallett or David Olsen, who just came from the Arena League and just signed on with the Baltimore Ravens. He's making more money than Colin Kaepernick. I mean, right now, obviously, there needs to be some team that's going to be signing Colin Kaepernick. Right now, the front runner is the Baltimore Ravens. They're not going to do it. The Miami Dolphins just had a chance, but instead they take Jay Cutler. Oh, man, Jay Cutler. Last season, 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 78 QBR. I get it, he's being signed by the Miami Dolphins because during his best year at the quarterback position, Adam Gase was his offensive coordinator, and now that's the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. And Jay Cutler's passing percentage was 60%. That's 1 season. Congrats. He's been in the league lots longer than that. And the Seahawks could have done something, but instead they signed Austin Davis over Colin Kaepernick. And Richard Sherman series says, we need to stand up for Colin Kaepernick. Well, they never did when they had the chance to sign Colin Kaepernick.
I feel like Colin Kaepernick's getting blackballed because of what he did last season. But to me, you can't really judge somebody for their political beliefs and whatever. Like, you got to judge them by how they perform on the field when they're in the game and when they're actually in the situation. Like you said about Jay Cutler. How does Jay Cutler get signed over Colin Kaepernick? Also,
hey, you got to give it props. Literally in Fox News for football, 2 months and immediately gets signed before Colin Kaepernick.
I guess it's all about who you know. Or I guess if with the NFL you really can't say your beliefs or stand up for what, or I guess in Colin Kaepernick, take a knee for what you believe in. But
it's a joke.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for the guy. To me, I don't really agree with everything he does, but I mean, you can't you can't really take a good player out of the NFL because of what he does off the field. That's in that case, there should be a bunch of NFL players that shouldn't be able to play, but you don't see them getting blackballed or anything, or kicked out the league, or shunned or anything. Like, I mean, to me, it's pretty messed up. Like those players you named earlier, I have no clue who any of those guys are. And I watch football all the time, but hey, I'm not. And at the end of the day, I'm not the commissioner. I don't get to decide who plays and who doesn't. But if it was up to me, Colin Kaepernick would be playing in the NFL.
Yeah, it's just funny because you got someone like Kellen Clemens, backup for San Diego Chargers, who not a single person I ask even knows who that guy is. It's surprising how he's still even in the league.
Honestly, I've never heard of Kelly Clemens. Did he even go to college, or like is he just a guy off the street?
He did. He went to college, but it's been a while since he's been in the league, and he's backing up Phillip Rivers. But Phillip Rivers, he's getting old, so in case he gets injured, why not have Colin Kaepernick, who's been to a Super Bowl?
See, I feel like teams are afraid to sign Colin Kaepernick because they'll think it'll ruin the image of their team because of what he did. But like I said, you can't judge somebody from you can't judge somebody for that.
No, you can't. And we got to remember Colin Kaepernick's team last year, the 49ers, was horrible. 49ers was one of the last teams, and yet Colin Kaepernick did an okay job at 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
To me, that's honestly pretty good in today's league, especially when it's a passing league now, and especially like with the quarterback competition. Like, I feel like the NFL is just laughing at Colin Kaepernick by signing these no-namers. To me, honestly, like it's pretty messed up.
They really are. I mean, I get Colin Kaepernick. Nobody really wants to deal with the issue of, oh, we have a player on a team, he's kneeling during the national anthem. That's what's getting viewers down, because as we've seen, as the JP Power brought out the ratings for why the NFL is not being watched, is because Colin Kaepernick decided to kneel for the national anthem. That started a trend, and players started to do that. That was the highest percentage at about 35%. So is that why we're not selling Colin Kaepernick? That's an issue. It really is.
Yeah, I honestly feel like it's just gonna go on and on. Like it's not gonna get solved or anything. Like, because I mean, that's what he believes in. If you're like that, do what you like. Not really do what you want, but you like stand up with like what you feel is right. Which is like that's what the American spirit is. But I mean, honestly, he could do it a better way. But
he could. But in all honesty, he did it in a way that everybody can see it. Because if you really think about it, it's just been a huge topic being talked about, but until Colin Kaepernick did this, all of a sudden, it started to spread around the world. Just like that.
Yeah, but also, I mean, also with what he's doing, I don't think he's actually dissing, like, the military and the people who fight for our freedom. I think it's more of, like, local government, but people don't understand that. Like, they think he's, like, directly at the U.S. Army and the military and all that stuff, but he's not. But who am I to say? I don't really know at the end of the day.
Yeah,
but.
I mean, we're not in the NFL owners' shoes, and maybe the owners are all connecting with each other and saying, hey, let's just not sign this guy because he's going to cause trouble for us. But at the end of the day, you got to look at what's going to make your team better.
Yeah, because really, if you think about it, besides all that extra stuff, at the end of the day, you want to do what's best for your team and get wins.
And apparently Dan Orlovsky makes your team better.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I mean, Colin Kaepernick, to me, should be even starting in this league. Like I said, the New York Jets, to me, it's just plain out rude. You could get rid of someone like Christian Hackenberg, who hasn't played a snap, and sign Colin Kaepernick. You have the Colts, Scott Tolzien.
Yeah, like
Andrew Luck's in trouble.
Like, you really don't even have to give him a big contract. Like, just like Jay Cutler's deal. I think he got a 1 year, $10 million. You don't have to give him that. Like, it's that simple. 1 year, let him prove himself. If he's not a good player in that 1 year, then release him. Then it's understandable. But, I mean, I'm not saying he's coming off the best season ever, but he had like you said earlier, he had a 25 and 9 pass interception rate. Like, that's way better than Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler didn't even get like a fourth of his touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't even understand how Jay Cutler's back in the league.
Yeah, that's crazy. You can come out of retirement, go to Fox News for a little bit, and still get signed.
In my eyes, I would have went after Tony Romo instead of Jay Cutler. I mean, jeez, man. I don't know. It's just a messed up situation. Colin Kaepernick clearly is
getting blackballed.
Yes, clearly getting blackballed. I mean, he's standing up for what he believes in and what many of these other players believe in. We saw many other players do this, and yet there's nothing. They're still on a team. Colin Kaepernick's not. So I don't know. That's an issue. I believe Colin Kaepernick needs to be signed, and that is that. Okay, now on to our second biggest topic of the week. Michael Jordan has kind of been bashing on LeBron this entire week. Now he came out to say that Kobe is a better basketball player than LeBron because he says that 5 beats 3. He's talking about NBA rings. That doesn't make sense. So if he's saying 5 is better than 3, then technically isn't 11 better than 6 and Bill Russell's the best player of all time? That would make the most sense then. I mean, if you gave LeBron a player like Shaq, LeBron's at least winning 5 of those 7 championships he has appeared in. I mean, Kobe won 3 of his championships with Shaq. People like MJ tend to just look at the rings. But if we want people to go on one-on-one, who are you going to take?
See, I mean, I honestly, like, okay, you can't really, like, say, like, he looks at the rings. You gotta look at what he's accomplished. Like, Kobe, he's accomplished a lot in his 20 years in the league. Like, LeBron, I'm not really for sure how long he's been in the league, but, like, he's accomplished a lot.
And that's the issue. I mean, LeBron's only been in the league for 14 seasons, Kobe for 20, so people got to give and take. LeBron, give him a little bit more time.
But you got to think. I feel like LeBron's, like, coming off of his prime right now.
He is, but the thing is, when I look at Kobe, the only thing I see Kobe, how he beats LeBron, is in the clutch time. Sure, I'll take Kobe in the last 2 minutes of a basketball game. Give me LeBron the rest of the basketball game.
See, I don't know, but, like, Kobe, this guy has put up before 81 points in a game.
He has, but that's just one game. Devin Booker put up 70.
But that's Devin Booker, though. This is a different conversation. We're not talking about Devin Booker.
LeBron's already passed Kobe on a majority of the stats in the season. He's passed him on rebounds, assists, blocks, etc. So that right there just tells me LeBron is a better defender and a better offensive player.
But you also can't compare them. You really can't compare them. Like, honestly, this is how I feel about it. Like, yeah, who's better? I know this is talking about who's better, but to me, it's hard to compare them because they're both good at their at positions. Like, to me, I guess LeBron is the best power forward or small forward, like, in today's league. Kobe in his time was, to me, the best shooting guard. Like, you can't really compare them because they did. Kobe played with LeBron at the end of his career. Yes, so he obviously wasn't as good as LeBron.
I mean, I think Kobe's a great player, but to me, the stats don't match up to how he is better than LeBron. I mean, LeBron already has more NBA MVP finals than Kobe Bryant. LeBron has 3, Kobe has 2. LeBron has more regular season MVPs than Kobe. LeBron has 4, Kobe has 1. Even in the playoffs, LeBron's stats are better than Kobe. From points, assists, to rebounds, to steals, to field goal percentage, LeBron's better. If we look at seasons, Kobe still has 6, like I mentioned before. LeBron can still pad the rings, can still pad his stats.
So do you think LeBron will be able to play till he's around like 39, 40 years old, though?
I think LeBron certainly can.
So you're saying he has 8 more seasons in him?
Yeah. He's obviously going to slow down.
See, I feel like LeBron, that's, like you said, that's the only way you can stop the who's better out of anybody talk with LeBron because of the rings. But to me, I feel like LeBron's not going to win any more rings unless he gets on a better team. Like,
which could happen, which we're going to bring up this topic later, is who's going to build the next super team. And that's the issue. LeBron could be going to L.A. Well, the Lakers have a lot of money. But,
okay, Jake, that actually just gave me a good example. You said who super teams and all that. Kobe stayed on the same team for 20 years and won 5 championships. But LeBron been 2 different teams, 3 championships. To me, I feel like that's what Michael Jordan's talking about when he's saying Kobe's better than LeBron because he stayed on one team, won 5 championships.
But that's the thing is, when Kobe stayed, remember he had Shaq. LeBron would have stayed at Cleveland if he would have had someone like Shaq. And, I mean, that's just kind of the way today's league is going. You kind of just have to move around. Speaking of Kevin Durant comes out to say on Twitter, the simple response of nah. because some guy said LeBron is better than you, and that's just straight facts. All Kevin came back with was nah. Fine, Kevin Durant, he had a better finals performance this last year. But why does that matter? I mean, if you're LeBron, all you really have is Kyrie Irving. Kevin Love, he's been horrible in the playoffs. With LeBron only having Kyrie Irving, that gives Durant that much more of a chance to score, because if you look at his team and that super team, you have Steph Curry you got to worry about, you have Klay Thompson you have to worry about, Ian Clark can come off the bench, you have to worry about him, you have to worry about Draymond Green, JaVale McGee, you have to worry about being dunked on. It's just...
Really, the Warriors is like a created team. It's not fair. Like, I mean, I'll give LeBron that. Like, you basically, well, I mean, Kyrie's a little bit of help. Kevin Love's here and there. Tristan Thompson's in the playoffs was complete garbage. So basically, LeBron, it was basically Kyrie Irving and LeBron versus the Warriors. The whole Warriors team, like the whole entire team, even the bench was good. So I'll give him that one. Like you do need players. You can't do it by yourself. You have to have help. And LeBron right now really doesn't have a lot of help to get all the rings. So therefore, I feel like Kobe looks better because he had the help to get all the rings and LeBron doesn't. So it's like it really isn't fair for LeBron to like really be thrown in the conversation around like. But it's crazy like because LeBron, like I'm on the fence. I mean I think they're both great players. Like because. It kind of sucks for LeBron because he is a great player, but he just get criticized for everything he does. I don't know why. Like you said, all those amazing stats, how he's past most of the all-time greats, and like he still gets deemed like an underdog.
I brought that up in my last podcast was how LeBron just gets criticized for everything. Anything he does. Steph Curry can do anything. Nobody criticizes him. LeBron does anything. Anything that will go against another player, anything that goes against his team. If he signs a player, he gets criticized.
But see, Steph Curry, he doesn't have to carry the weight of that because, I mean, really, nobody really says Steph Curry's the greatest of all time, like, all around. Yeah, he's really good at shooting, but, like, that's it.
Then again, maybe Michael Jordan's seeing LeBron as a threat to his legacy. That might be it.
It could be.
I mean, I'm going to go back to Durant real quick. I don't want to take anything away from him. Unquestionably, he is in the top 3 best players in today's league. I do think Durant is a better shooter than LeBron, perimeter shooter when it comes to that. But LeBron, he can lead the team better. He can make his teammates better. And LeBron just has all around right now the better career stats. Given Durant hasn't played as long. But I could even argue that Kevin Durant is the 3rd best player in today's league, behind Kawhi Leonard, because Kawhi Leonard, the thing is with him, he can play both sides of the ball. Is he the best two-way player like MJ just said this past Friday? I don't know. I could throw in Anthony Davis into that because Anthony Davis is never talked about because he's on the New Orleans Pelicans, who can't even make the playoffs in the Western Conference, who everybody thought would make the Western Conference playoffs. Right. I mean, just think, if Kevin Durant would not have a championship ring if he did not join the Super Team Warriors.
But also think of this, though. Let's go back 2 years ago when Kevin Durant was in the semifinals against the Warriors. All he had to do was make the 3 and they would have won. But he choked under pressure. He bricked the game-winning shot to move on against the Warriors.
And that's the thing.
They had a 3-1 lead on the Warriors, and that's his own fault. Like
and he sit there and joins the team that beat him.
Yeah, I don't understand how he would do that. I mean, I understand you want the ring, but you proved 2 years ago you didn't need a super team to beat the Warriors. It's just like it was basically a hit or miss. It was a 50-50 shot and he missed it. And he felt that he needed to be on that team now.
I mean, I agree. I think it can be frustrating player Russell Westbrook because that's how Russell Westbrook is a player. I want the ball in my hands. I want to always take the shot. And so Durant wanted to go somewhere where the ball is always going to be moved around. You have Steph Curry on your team to keep you open on the perimeter as well. You have Klay Thompson to help out with that. But I just don't think it's really fair to the NBA, and now the NBA is starting to change all because of what Kevin Durant did.
Yeah, so
that's the only reason why I can't say Kevin Durant's a better basketball player than LeBron, because he had to go join a team to beat LeBron.
Yeah, people also think, oh, LeBron joined the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat were not nearly as good as the Warriors when LeBron joined. Like, I'm not really for sure what their stats were, but I'm definitely weren't good as the Warriors.
Yeah, not near. people weren't talking about Chris Bosh like they were talking about Kevin Love, who can't even show up in the playoffs.
Yeah, but like back to the Kobe thing and LeBron thing. Like to me, you can't really compare them. Like they're like it's like oil and water. You can't. You can't compare it. Like they're not the same. Like they look the same. They could look the same, but it's not. It doesn't make sense.
I don't know where that oil and water came from, but
well, I couldn't think of a good analogy, but I don't know. Like you can't compare LeBron and old. Like you can't compare it. Like to me, you can't. Like they were both good. They're both good in like different eras. Like
I see. That's the thing. I mean, this conversation is gonna go on for a while, and I think Michael Jordan's almost like mixing the bowl a little bit, mixing whatever's in the bowl and trying to stir it up. And Michael Jordan might, like I said, see LeBron as a threat to his legacy. But at the end of the day, really the only conversation we can have is who's better between LeBron and Jordan. Because Kobe, LeBron's already surpassed all that. The only person really LeBron has not surpassed is Michael Jordan, even though LeBron still has better stats than Jordan already. I mean, so really, the only good argument you have for Kobe is that he has 5 rings compared to LeBron's 3. Otherwise, LeBron is better than Kobe in every single asset of the game. I mean, sure, I'm gonna take Kobe in the last 2 minutes of a game because I know he can make a buzzer beater compared to LeBron. LeBron's gonna pass that off to someone like Kyle Korver, who did not do the job against the Warriors. Otherwise, give me LeBron the rest of the game. He's a better overall basketball player. Trust me on that. Okay, so after we get back from this short little break, we're gonna bring in a guest by the name of Leon Hurst. We're going to be talking about who is going to come out to NFC East, as well as we're back to college football and who is the most dangerous team in college football. We'll be back.
You want to know the secret to victory? Fail to make the varsity team.
Start your career as a walk-on.
Go 3-13 your rookie season.
Lead the league in interceptions.
Take a perfect team and blow a perfect season.
Spend 108 years as a local loser.
Serena denied a shot at history by an unsealed opponent.
Be on the wrong side of the biggest upset in your sport.
You really want to know the secret to victory?
And heartbreak for Matt Ryan, who is in utter disbelief.
Defeat.
Come on, one more.
Make defeat your fuel.
You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to play 40 minutes. You make up 40 feet. You make a defensive play. A defining moment in your career. You're not even supposed to be here. And yet, here you are.
Welcome back. Alright, so before we bring in the guest, we want to do a quick take on Odell Beckham Jr. Once again, he wants to be the highest paid NFL player. Not just wide receiver, the highest NFL player. He already has a shoe deal that gets him $5 million a year. That's double any other NFL player. And yet, Odell Beckham sits here and claims he should be the highest paid. Yet, I think Antonio Brown and Julio Jones are better than Julio Jones. I mean, Odell Beckham Jr. doesn't even have a playoff win.
See, I feel like that is most honestly the most naive thing I've ever heard from a wide receiver wanting to be the highest paid NFL player, because wide receivers, if I'm not mistaken, are pretty expendable. There's a lot of wide receivers on a team, and like to me, I'm just gonna throw this out there: Brady, 5 rings to Odell 0. Brady's not replaceable, or he is, but not easily replaceable as someone like Odell. All you really need to do is get somebody who is pretty fast and can catch a ball. That's all you really need.
Yeah, see, and that's the issue is there's a reason why the quarterback's always higher paid. There's always a reason. The quarterback is the one who gets the most touches. They're the ones who make the great plays. They sometimes run like Cam Newton. They can pass for touchdowns like Tom Brady. If Odell Beckham would not be Odell Beckham if he did not have Eli Manning, who, in my eyes, is one of the best quarterbacks we have in today's league.
Yeah, and also quarterbacks, they have like the hardest position on the field. They have the hardest position on the field, so that's why they make the most money. Like, before the games, they're watching film. After the games, they're watching film. They study defenses. They just do so much extra work besides just throw the ball. And then all wide receivers do is really, they can study film if they want to. They don't really have to. All they really have to do is get out there and just run a route and hope they get the ball. That's it.
Yeah, and Odell Beckham, he causes trouble off the field. As we look at last playoffs, he went down to Miami the week of the playoffs, went to go party on a boat, and what did he have that week of the playoffs against Packers? 4 receptions for 28 yards. Odell Beckham's not as good as what people think he is. Sure, he's in the top 5 of wide receivers. I'll give him that. But to be the highest paid, to be paid above Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, I don't think he deserves it.
Like, yeah, you really have to show up day in, day out, consistently, all the time. Keep your pose. Just don't really choke under pressure. Don't get emotional and everything. Like, see, Odell, he can't really handle his emotions that well. So he doesn't deserve to be the highest paid player. Like, I mean, he's lucky what he gets now, but he does not need to be the highest paid NFL player.
And that's the bottom line is, you're never going to be the highest paid NFL player being at the wide receiver position. It's always going to be the quarterback. And that's just how Odell has to realize it. And Odell needs to realize he might not get paid even higher than Eli Manning on his own team.
Yeah, I mean, he could make more than some quarterbacks, but definitely not any starting quarterbacks.
No. And that's going to lead us into a great conversation, which now I'm going to bring in our guest by the name of Leon Hurst. And he is going to help us debate, and things will get heated because we are now going to be talking about the NFC East. We're going to kind of be talking about every single division throughout these podcasts, but right now we're going to talk about we're going to talk about who will be coming out the NFC East. Is it going to be the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Redskins, or the New York Giants? Okay, so first of all, I am going to start this out, and I believe in my eyes, I have the New York Giants coming out of the NFC East. Why is this? Well, because they have the best quarterback in the division. Some people are going to argue Dak Prescott. I'm sure I'm going to get heat for this. They have the best wide receiver in the division, Odell Beckham Jr. You have Dez Bryant or Odell. I'm going to take Odell. I'm sure many other people would be. And they have the best secondary in the division, led by, to me, the bad man himself, Landon Collins. The best safety in that division, in my eyes. So, I mean, if you look at the top 25 defenders from last season, who is the only team to have 3 players in the top 25 of all defenders? It's the New York Giants. Remember, defense wins championships. The only bad news I have on the Giants is that Sterling Shepard just sprained his ankle. And I mean, he's going to be out maybe first couple of games. That's about it. To me, the Cowboys, they don't have a defense to handle the offense like the Giants or even the Eagles.
See, I feel like the Cowboys are going to come out of the NFC East. They're better than the Giants because, if I'm not mistaken, they beat them almost every year they play. And Dez Bryant's hands down to me 10 times better wide receiver than Odell.
But if we remember last season, who was the 2 teams that beat the Cowboys? The Giants beat them twice.
Doesn't matter. That's just last season. We got to go off what's going to happen now.
Now you sound like every other Cowboys fan.
I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm just
I know,
saying.
but you sound like a Cowboys fan.
Hey, I'm just going off of what is going to happen. The Cowboys are going to come out of the division. I mean, and second to me is probably going to be Redskins, then
Redskins
Giants,
are horrible.
then Giants, then Eagles, but not the Giants. They're just a big-headed team. Maybe if Eli stops trying to sell his own jerseys or anything, then he'll be able to pass the ball better.
Or for the Cowboys, more like if we can't get more players suspended. I mean, think about it. They're always getting players suspended.
No, wait. Hello, everybody. This is Leon Hurst. Tyler, I think you're wrong. I think that Cowboys going to come up on top. They just proved themselves just on a preseason game of just a practice game against the Cardinals. They have a good backup crew. They come out beating the Cardinals the other day 20-18.
Yeah, but if you're the Cowboys, you have Kellen Moore and not Colin Kaepernick.
Exactly. But if you think about it, Dallas is going to redefine themselves. You know, everybody's not a wanted liker of Jerry Jones, but like he said, he's talked to the running back that he has, his star running back. I think that they're going to come out of this excellent this next year.
Who's to say Ezekiel Elliott's not going to get suspended after? He's going to pull some immature situation. He's going to get suspended for the season.
Jerry Jones has been talking to him, telling him like just to be more mature about it, and the veteran players are trying to help him out. Also, Jerry Jones said he doesn't really have any intentions on sitting him out either. So I feel like the Cowboys are going to come out strong, beat the Giants this year.
No, not the Cowboys have 2 rookies. Who's to say these 2 rookies are going to be just as great as their first season? Cowboys, I can guarantee you, are not going to be a 10-win team.
You think
this
so again? All right. Well, I feel like you never know though. Nobody expected Dak and Ezekiel to be this good, so it's really just
watch Eli Manning tear that defense up.
No. Wait here, Tyler. Now, if you think about it, they got rid of the people that like to be on the weed and all the troublemakers on the side. That's going to help the team, I believe so. Get them out of there. Get your star players going. Keep them out of trouble. And I think Dallas will come on top.
The Giants have the most experience on the roster, though. And they have a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
All right, but when's the last time Eli Manning won the Super Bowl, though?
It was a very long time ago, but what's that have to say? If Eli Manning gets back to the playoffs, he can do the same exact thing. He's a great playoff quarterback. Who am I taking in the playoffs right now, Dak or Eli? Well, I'm definitely taking Eli because he actually has playoff wins to show.
All right, well you got him there, but I'm taking all you got to do is stop Odell. All you got to do is stop Odell. Sterling Shepard's out right now, and then you're good. There goes Eli Manning to pass to. Who's the other wide receivers on the Giants? Nobody even knows.
Okay, but who the Cowboys got for defense? Who the Cowboys got? Randy Gregory's still suspended. Damian Wilson's still suspended. Irving just got a nipple ring ripped off. He's hurt right now. Ezekiel Elliott could get suspended first couple of games still. That's still a possibility. Cowboys, they're a mess. I don't think they're going to be that good as what people think they're going to be. Now, the Eagles, they just have to hope they have the same luck as the Cowboys at the QB position with Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is undoubtedly a great quarterback. He showed and he's proved to people that he can be great. But I still think the Eagles are going to end up second. I think they're ending ahead of the Cowboys.
See, I feel like the Eagles are going to be third. I feel like the Redskins are looking.
Eagles have a better defense than the Cowboys.
Not to me. I feel like how many times did the Eagles beat the Cowboys last season? Once, but still, I feel like
you just proved your own point.
From what I've seen, they've got a recent draft of healthier bodies, and they're looking to improve Dallas's defense. I believe as they shoo out these other people that do not know how to behave, I think it's going to help them a lot, keep them away, and keep them more motivated. They need to just look forward, and I think they're going to do fine. They're looking at their top 8 starters for defensive line: DeMarcus Lawrence, Malik Collins, Tyron Crawford, David Irving, Terrell McClain, Jack Crawford, Cedric Thornton, and Benson Mayoua. All of them guys for starting. Their linebackers are coming in strong. I think it's going to be a good contest between both teams, but it's going to be wait to see in the end what the Giants and Dallas come about. But no other team, I don't think, will end up in the final besides those two.
No, I mean, Redskins, that obviously, Mario, you think Redskins might end up second? I honestly think the Redskins are going to end up last in the division, and we all know why. Let's remember, they do not have much. All they have left is Kirk Cousins.
Well, didn't Deshaun Jackson just go back there too?
No, Deshaun Jackson is now at the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
So now you're kind of arguing, is Kirk Cousins is the worst QB in the division because now he has to beat out Eli, he has to beat out Dak, and he has to beat out Carson Wentz, who all proven themselves. They have no standout wide receiver now. It's Terrell Pryor. He had a great season at the Browns, but will he at the Redskins? They have no running back right now. And, I mean, they have an okay defense who's led by Josh Norman, who everybody thinks is a superstar, but really he's not that good. All you have to do is pass around. You can get in his head. It's been proven. So, I mean, it's almost like the Redskins are almost in tank mode where they just need to lose games on purpose so they can rebuild their team. But undoubtedly, the Giants are going to win this division. And Cowboys, they're going to be the wild card. And guess what, folks? They're going to lose in the first round again.
I guess we'll see. All right, folks. Now it's time to move on to my favorite section of the day, college football.
All right. So within college football, we want to talk about who is the most dangerous team. Who is going to be the team you think will win the college football playoff again, or who will win the college football playoff for the first time? Well, I'm going to tell you something. Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide. Alabama is coming right back. We all know it's going to happen. They kept their quarterback, Jalen Hurts, returning for his second year. He's right up with the best of them, just like Deshaun Watson last year. But now we don't have a Deshaun Watson, who was about the only quarterback who can beat Alabama's defense. And now you have Jalen Hurts, who can run and pass.
See, I feel like it's probably going to be the Ohio State Buckeyes. They're coming off of a horrible loss, I know, last season, but they're hungry and they want it more than ever. And their senior quarterback, J.T. Barrett, probably hands down easily the top quarterback in college football today. And they're looking great. They have one of the best D-lines in college football right now.
Nah, Ohio State, J.T. Barrett, he might get injured. He likes to run. That's plain. That's all I got to say about Ohio State.
I mean, he doesn't run all the time. He runs when he has to. But you got to think, college is different than NFL. You can run in college. You can't really run in the NFL. So I feel like college running is easy. There's a less chance of getting there. You still can get injured, but there's less of a chance to get injured in college.
Yeah, I mean, I just think Jalen Hurts is a lots better runner. I mean,
but not a better passer though.
Oh yes, he is.
No, he's not.
I can guarantee.
No, he is not.
Jalen Hurts stats last season. Here's Jalen Hurts stats last season: 23 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions. That's just as good as Colin Kaepernick. And he has 62% completion rate. I'm done.
Okay, I'm gonna make an argument here too. I believe there could be a team in contest in the SEC with Alabama, and that will be LSU. LSU, from what Bergeron is saying, is they're going to come out strong this year from what they got of returning. I think they'll be the team, if any, in the SEC that can put down Alabama. But the team that I am looking forward to seeing what they can do is with Baker Mayfield, Oklahoma Sooners. They're saying from last year that they're going to come out strong this year. Let's see what happens.
See, I feel like Oklahoma. I mean, that's a good choice, but I don't know. There's a lot.
Is there a team in the college football right now that can stop Bo Scarborough? Name one, please.
Ohio State. I'm sticking to it. Ohio State. Ohio State. Tyquan Lewis, one of the best middle linebackers in the league. I feel like Ohio State. They have Tyquan Lewis, one of the best defensive players in the
Alabama still has Calvin Ridley too at the wide receiver position.
Doesn't matter. Ohio State has hands down best defense.
Only thing Ohio State has to argue for him is their running back, Mike Weber.
Nope, doesn't matter. They have their defense too. They've already beaten Bama before. They can do it again.
They can.
Nobody thought that would happen. Okay, I'm gonna throw it back a little bit. 2 years.
What you be saving once, you ain't beating them again.
All right, you never know. Urban Meyer's just as good as a coach as Nick Saban to me. And Urban Meyer actually has experience in the SEC.
And I know you can't say Bama's defense is bad because that's led by Saban.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying
Ohio
State. I'm just saying Ohio State is gonna. I feel like they're gonna be if not the top team, easily number 2. But you never know. Also, but yeah, let's throw it back 2 years ago. Bama beat Oregon when Oregon was at their best, and Bama when they were probably the best team they've ever had.
Yeah, but that's when they also had Cardell Jones. You had 2 quarterbacks. Now you just have J.T. Barrett, who's not that good. You may think he is, but he's not.
He is. He's honestly one of the best quarterbacks in today's.
Think about it, though. Alabama plays in the toughest conference, and once again, they're going to come out
No,
on top.
I feel like Big Ten has made a name for themselves and saying they're the toughest conference, one of the toughest conferences.
No, not
Okay,
a chance.
Right now, guys, they're saying that Florida is coming out number 1 this next season in defense. They're allowing 16.8 points per game, third in the SEC last year.
Until Florida starts getting injuries again.
But now, if they can keep up with it, they could be a contender for Alabama. Yeah, sure, everybody's got it in their mind that Alabama will come out on top. But I think this is going to be a heck of a season to be watching for in the SEC.
My biggest threats, I'm going to throw in this real quick. My biggest threats to Alabama, because obviously everybody's pick is Alabama. They're in it every single year. But my biggest threats, fine, I'm going to go with you, Mario. I'm going to say Ohio State. But that's just because of Urban Meyer. He knows how to coach. And they got that great running back of Mike Weber. And I think Ohio State, they can keep up that SEC caliber defense. Because, I mean, it's hard to keep up with Alabama's NFL-style defense. But I think Ohio State has their best shot to get him. And, I mean, obviously, Mike Weber, he has a chance to go for that Doak Walker award. And I think he has a very good chance of winning it. But then the other conference they have to watch out for is the Big 12. Sure, people just think of the Big 12 as nothing but offense. Oh, it's going to be 110 to 100. Fine. Believe what you want. But there are 3 teams in the Big 12 that you got to watch out for. Because Oklahoma's been there. Baker Mayfield's a great quarterback. He can run. He can pass. He's pretty much a lesser version of Jalen Hurts. And then you have Oklahoma State. Same situation with quarterback. Mason Rudolph. He's a senior. He has experience. Oklahoma State's led by a great coach. Oklahoma State, I mean, they have a great defense. They have another great returning running back. And then you got to think about this Texas Longhorns football team.
Get out of here.
They are young.
Get out of here.
They are talented. Many of these players were
goodness.
built up by Charlie Strong. They're coming into their second year.
What
and
clip?
they are being led
No.
by a player who could come for the quarterback of the year, and Shane
If
Buechele.
I'm not mistaken, last season didn't they get beat by Kansas?
They did, but just
Kansas is
horrible. We brought
Kansas
in a new
is
coach.
horrible.
We brought in a new coach in Tom Herman, and we have arguably the best running back in college football in Chris Warren.
That's a heavy statement, but
I'm gonna put it to me.
Oh, okay, so
Stamp that to my forehead.
So
Chris Warren is the best running back.
So you're saying Tom Herman's going to turn around the team? Just because he did good at Houston doesn't mean he's going to do good at Texas.
What happened to Michigan when Jim Harbaugh went there?
They lost to Ohio State.
They're
They were
saying-
good. Michigan was good. Michigan was supposed to beat Ohio State. Ohio State proved them wrong. Ohio State is the best team right now.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Who's better? Bama's not better. No, they're not. They are not better. Bama's not better than Ohio State right now.
Watch out for Michigan. That's all I got.
Ohio
Michigan's
State's
coming.
not worried. They're good. They're good.
Watch Ohio State lose to Nebraska.
Oh yeah, that's a. What about them Hogs though?
Yeah, they should be the best in the SEC. I think they're one team that's brought on some good players. I think that they could get the job done. I personally think that they'll come out with a 8-win season myself. I don't think that they're going to do all that good this year, but you give them come next season, the season after. They got a lot of young players. Their running back, Devon Whaley, is going to be ready to go here, I'm guessing, within 2 years to basically be possibly the top running back in the nation.
Yeah, see, that's what I feel like Texas would be better at. Like here in the next few years, Texas will be good, but
No, we
not
have a great
next
defense.
season.
We're led by Malik Jefferson.
I'll give Texas 9-10 wins this season.
I'll give them 5 wins this season. I'm sorry. From what I saw last season, I don't care. Charlie Strong's a good guy, but man, Texas was not a good team.
That's last season. We all had freshmen. We were all starting freshmen. Unless you
Ohio
can't
State
say
had,
no,
Ohio
yeah,
State
I
had
knew you
freshmen
were-
too. They had freshmen too.
I knew you were going to bring us up, but think of the head coaches. Urban Meyer. Give me Urban Meyer any day.
But people,
Tom, but-
what would happen if Kansas comes back and beats Texas again? What will happen to Tom Herman if that happens?
He's getting fired real quick. because Texas is not a very good football program anymore.
Just like they announced it at the beginning of last season, Texas is back, folks.
Yeah, right.
Texas is back.
All right.
Okay,
all right.
real quick, before we finish off with this college football talk, I want to talk about the sleeper teams. And the teams you have to watch out for is the West Coast teams. Washington Huskies, led by Jake Browning, a Heisman running quarterback. They might be right back in the playoffs. And also the team everybody's talking about, the USC Trojans, led by right now the number one Heisman running guy, Sam Darnold. Those two teams may make it to the playoffs. Both of them might out of the Pac-12.
Their recruiting class was outstanding. Probably best recruiting class that they got for this year. So I'm looking at them being an excellent team.
See, my team that I feel like everybody has to watch out for is probably gonna laugh is Iowa. Like they are the most underrated.
Iowa, who can't even schedule a non-conference good.
Iowa who?
That's what I gotta say.
All right, I'm not joking. Last 2 seasons they've been in the top for the Big Ten, so look out.
Okay, when you get laughed at the end of the season, I don't care.
I'm looking at, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at Stanford. Stanford is always in there, even if they lost their great running back. That's great and all, but they always recruit people that come in and they're willing to play hard. It's got to be something to do to the coaching system. I do not know.
It has to
but
be location with them.
yes,
But,
and location. I have a feeling Stanford is a sleeping team. They will be coming out this season.
But actually, no joke. All jokes aside, I actually think North Carolina is actually going to have a pretty good season too.
No, they're not. They lost Mitch Trubisky. That's all that made them up.
Nope.
So stop talking.
Nope. North Carolina.
But now, at the very first game of this college football season, we have one of the best games we are going to watch throughout the season. We have Alabama versus Florida State.
Oh, man.
DeAndre Francois is an amazing sophomore quarterback for Florida State. And you have a great head coach there. Florida State's another team to watch out for. No doubt about it, I think they're going to win the ACC. Without question. Clemson's going to fall off the cliff.
Yes,
They're
they
done.
are. I agree. I believe, but once again, I'm sorry, but I have to get back. One that I did not bring up from the last time was in the SEC was LSU. People got to keep in mind they've probably got the best running back in the nation.
Oh,
Darius Guys.
Yes.
Yes.
I've no doubt about it. He is the best running back in the SEC this year. Well, you got to watch out for Bo Scarborough. And Georgia always has great running backs. But Darius Guys, he's up there. I don't know if that's even enough to beat Alabama. I don't think it is. But always between Alabama and LSU, it's always a very low-scoring game. Who's going to give up points the quickest because both their defenses are obviously outstanding. Obviously, if Ed Orgeron does not have a good season, he's gone. Leon, any last words?
Yeah, I believe this is going to be a real interesting college football season. I think there's going to be even more fans out to watch it this season. There's been a lot of good switches, a lot of good people moving from one school to another, people recruiting. It's just going to be an outstanding season. Stay tuned.
Perfect. That's a great way to end it off, but let me quickly end it off with this. Hook 'em horns, people. Hook 'em horns. They're back. All right. And we will be back right after this break.
Cookies with smooth caramel and chocolate. Twix. Also available in peanut butter.
Jack Link's Jerky presents Working Out with Sasquatch. The cornerstones of any serious fitness program are exercise, diet, sleep, pectorals, and hair. All of which are part of Working Out with Sasquatch and Protein Pack Jack Link's Jerky.
Protein, amino acids, good for the hair muscles.
Fan! Jack Link's Jerky, the protein pack snack pack with protein.
All right, welcome back. Right now we are going to move on to the NBA and whether or not we should be keeping the Eastern and Western Conference in the playoffs. Because lately, us fans have been kind of bored. Sure, the TV ratings have been way up. That's just because we want to see if the super team can go down or if the super team's really going to win. But we already all know who's going to go to the finals. It's going to be the Cavs Warriors. probably this season again because Kyrie Irving might not be leaving. We'll talk about him in a little bit. But the thing is we already all know. So should we get rid of this Eastern Western Conference playoffs stuff? Because right now, if we take a look at it, we could be seeing the Cavs Warriors year number 4. Is that really what we want to see? I mean, I believe the 8th seed in the West, which is generally the Portland Trailblazers, could be the 4th or 5th seed in the East. And I believe teams like the Grizzlies, the Blazers, or the Nuggets are all better than teams like the Hawks, the Wizards, and the Bucks. Sounds crazy I say like the Wizards and Bucks, but it's true. The Blazers have a better backcourt than the Bucks. The Grizzlies, they have an all-around better team than the Wizards. I don't even know how the Hawks even made the playoffs. That's just because they have Paul Millsap. But they're not going to make the playoffs this season now that they lost Paul Millsap. and now the Nuggets, they have Paul Millsap. They'll probably jump into the playoffs in the Western Conference Final. I mean, if we get rid of the conferences, then maybe LeBron's streak of 7 straight finals would come to an end due to being on the same side with the Warriors. Because really, if we think about it, why does LeBron want to stay in the Eastern Conference? It's because he wants an easy road to the finals. Will the Cavs even be a 2nd seed in the big scheme of things? Throughout all the 16 teams, the Cavaliers maybe 5th or 6th seed overall. Just think, the Celtics were number 1 seed last season. You could argue that the 10th seed in the West could beat the 7th or 8th seed in the East.
So do you think LeBron's not good enough to go to the Western Conference then?
No, LeBron is easily good enough to go to the Western Conference. But what I'm saying is LeBron stays in the Eastern Conference because he sweeps people. He sweeps Eastern Conference teams. The Raptors. We all think they're all right. Well, guess what? They got swept by the Cavs. We all thought the Wizards were good. They got beat by the Celtics. And what happened to the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals? The Celtics, they pretty much got swept. I mean, sure, the Cavaliers let them have one. So a gentleman sweep by the Cavs on the Celtics. That's about it. If we look at last season, you could say the 4th and 5th seed in the West is the exact same as the 1st seed in the East. Because the 4th and 5th seed in the West had 50 wins. What did the Celtics have in 1st seed in the East? They had 53 wins. That's not much better. So should we really get rid of this?
See, I feel like it's really about the players, cause LeBron can go anywhere and just be good. Because if
but what I'm saying is LeBron can't make it to the finals if he goes to the West.
But I feel like if the Cavs were in the East, or if the Cavs were in the West, I feel like he would still just get right there. Yes, he'd probably have a few hiccups, but probably wouldn't be sweeping anybody. But if the Cavs were in the West, he would still get to the finals.
No, not. I mean, if he's in the West, there's no chance. Because imagine if LeBron had to run into the Rockets the second round. Imagine if LeBron had to run into the Spurs in the second round.
I feel like the Rockets they're not really like a challenge really. Like if you're going off last season before they got Chris Paul, I feel like the Rockets aren't really a challenge for LeBron.
They took the Spurs to Game 6 though, and the Spurs are a challenge for LeBron.
Yeah, but you really kind of go off. Since we really can't know for sure, we got to go off what happened in the regular season against the Cavs and Rockets. It didn't really seem like a challenge for the Rockets, so I feel like they would. I feel like they could do it. I feel like the Cavs could go over to the West and still make it to the finals.
That's right. See, the argument here is if you took away the conferences, then you're mixing up all the teams, and that means Rockets would be on the other side, Spurs would be on the other side of the Warriors. And maybe they'll meet up and bring a better finals game.
So you're saying if we basically since the West is obviously clearly better than the East, if we just took away sides and just mismatched them, flip-flopped them, you would think there'd be different teams playing in the finals every year?
Possibly, because the Final Four teams would all be from the Western Conference. Maybe the Cavs get to the Final Four.
See, I just feel like whatever team LeBron would be on would just find a way to get to the finals no matter what.
Yeah, but LeBron would need lots more help than just Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love who can't show up.
Well, but also, if that did happen, though, you got to think. I'm pretty sure there would be a lot of signing, re-signing, just people also being traded around too.
Yeah, because they're gonna have to find a way to win. I mean, right now, like I said, it's too easy to guess who's gonna make it back to the finals. Cavs, Warriors again. That's boring.
I guess that is true.
We mix it up. Cool, the Cavs, fine. The Cavaliers now play the Nuggets in the second round. That's going to bring a challenge. Nuggets are young. They're talented. They just grabbed Paul Millsap. Cavaliers, they run into the Timberwolves second round. Well, Timberwolves, they just grabbed Jimmy Butler. They got Karl Anthony Towns. They got Andrew Wiggins. They got Jeff Teague. They just grabbed Taj Gibson. The Cavs play Thunder next round. Well, now you got to deal with Russell Westbrook, Paul George. So it's the fact that right now LeBron is in the Eastern Conference. It's way too easy. Mix it all up. To me, that's just going to bring in more revenue for the NBA if they mix this all up and they make it fun for the fans to watch. So we don't know who's going to the finals.
So I feel like they won't do that because really, if you think about it, like if the Warriors keep winning, they just keep making money. Or if the Cavs keep winning, they just keep making money. Or like they just keep sweeping teams. It just helps their organization out. They don't want to do that. Like you don't want to make it look like it's hard to get there. That's how you get players to come to your team. If you look like you can just keep winning and just steamrolling teams in the playoffs. Like
but isn't that boring? Don't you get bored watching it?
I do, but I mean, I'm not the one that. I mean, if it was my team, I'd want to stay in the East and just keep winning and keep constantly getting there.
If we think to the back to last season, what brought the most revenue to the playoffs? Watching the Western Conference Final. What happened when the Rockets beat the Thunder? People became disinterested in the Rockets because it was fun watching Russell Westbrook. It's just that.
I do agree with you. It would be nice to see if they did a different, or if even if they added two more teams in there. That'd be kind of nice. Like instead of
it'd be pretty fun to watch if they just did all 30 teams.
That'd take forever, though.
It'd take forever, but it'd be fun to watch. Because what if the 30 seed beat the 1 seed?
That'd be crazy.
Any given day, any team can be beat.
See, I feel like they said, if they flip-flopped it, spiced it up a little bit, or if they even added 2 more teams, that'd still be enough to hopefully get more viewers. That'd be crazy. Something that's never been changed before. Add 9 teams or 18 teams in the finals bracket.
Unfortunately, it may never happen because old school basketball would probably go against it.
New school would probably be.
The owners wouldn't really like this idea because it's just the fact that you want to go Eastern, Western, and that's how the regular season's played. That's how you're ranked, and then all of a sudden it all gets mixed up in the playoffs. But to me, I just think it's going to bring in more revenue. We're not going to know who's going to make it to the finals because Warriors could run into Spurs second round. And we all know if the Spurs grab someone else to help out Kawhi Leonard, the Spurs could beat them. So, I don't know. It just brings a new challenge to the NBA if we bring this within.
I think that's a good idea, though. I would like to see not knowing who's going to the finals every year, because it's like you said, it's not fun knowing who's gonna, knowing who's already gonna win it. Because I guarantee you, if the Warriors make it again, they're gonna win it again until.
Yeah, because the Eastern Conference thing's got nobody. If you put the Cavs in the West, they're probably 5th or 6th seed. Cavs aren't better than the Spurs. The Cavs aren't better than the Rockets. The Cavs aren't better than the Warriors. The Cavs possibly aren't even better than the Thunder. So that's just the bottom line. And I just think it's just more interesting to watch if it makes it more of a challenge of who gets to the finals.
Because Stone Cold said so.
All right, so moving on from the playoffs, let's talk about who do you think is going to have the next super team in the NBA? Because obviously this is the way the NBA is going. It's who can build a super team faster. Who's going to grab who. This last offseason, everybody's interested to see where Paul George was going. Everybody thought he was going to go to the Celtics. All of a sudden, he's going to the Thunder. Well, that's already a super team there now with just 2 players. And they're grabbing good backups. So, who's the next super team?
Well, the biggest talk is, I feel like it's going to be LA, because they obviously have the most money out of any other team. And there's a good chance of LeBron going there. Also, there's a good chance that he could convince his buddy D-Wade to go. could convince Chris Paul to go, could convince Carmelo Anthony to all go to L.A., and that would, I feel like, because they have the most money, that would be like the best chance of building the next super team, because really, everybody wants to play in L.A. No, like it's all about the location. Like nobody wants to really go to Cleveland and live there. It gets cold. Nobody.
Yeah. And see, this is when we think about who can build the next super team. We got to think about who has the most cap space. Where's the location? What players do they got? And so with this, we have to consider the Los Angeles Lakers, like you just said, and the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics have plenty of stuff to trade away. You got Isaiah Thomas, who many think they don't want him because he can't play defense. They have multiple first-round picks that they got from the Brooklyn Nets. Then you got teams like the Spurs. They're going to have to make trades. They're going to have to clear up cap space. It's going to be hard for them to grab somebody to help out Kawhi Leonard. And they just signed Pau Gasol to a longer extension. To me, not the greatest decision. You could have signed him maybe to a one-year deal, shipped him off somewhere else, grabbed somebody like LeBron to help out Kawhi Leonard. And you also have someone like the Heat. Because they're in South Beach, they had the location, they had the coach, they had the owner that people want to play for, but they just don't have much talent there right now. And right now, they don't have much to give away due to the LeBron, Chris Bosh, D-Wade situation. So, I mean, in my eyes, I believe the next super team is going to be in the West, and it's going to be the Lakers, with no doubt, because that's where everybody wants to live. And who would not want to play for the so-called Showtime Lakers, which they haven't been for the past few years, but they could be again.
Also, a good chance of reason why LeBron could be going to the Lakers is because he actually idolizes Magic Johnson, and Magic Johnson's the president of the Lakers right now. So,
and Magic Johnson keeps up clearing up cap space. I mean, they're looking to shop another player, get rid of another one.
So I mean, it could happen. You never know. I mean, it'd be pretty crazy if LeBron did go play for the Showtime Lakers, bring it back a little bit.
I mean, right now, the Lakers could be grabbing LeBron, looking at definitely grabbing Paul George. I think Paul George is a one-stop shop at Oklahoma City and heading out. I mean, Russell Westbrook's contract is up at Oklahoma City. Possibly Russell Westbrook could be going back to his hometown in Los Angeles and joining a owner who really idolizes Russell Westbrook for how he plays. Magic Johnson loves Russell Westbrook.
But do you really think Oklahoma City would give up Russell Westbrook for Lonzo Ball, though?
They might if Lonzo Ball's not good, yeah. But then that would kind of screw the Thunder.
Yeah, but...
I mean, Russell Westbrook's one of the best players ever.
Russell Westbrook.
But, I don't know. I mean, Celtics, obviously, for them to become a super team, they got to get rid of Isaiah Thomas, who I don't believe they want to get rid of. Otherwise, they would have offered him for Paul George, and Celtics would have Paul George, Jason Tatum, Avery Bradley, Al Horford. Yet they kept the guy who can't play defense.
Now that's all, folks.
All right, so that's going to do it for the super teams. And obviously, we both believe that the Lakers have the location, they have the history, they have the owner, and possibly they have the great young future talent if Lonzo Ball can become who everybody says he will be. We want to quickly talk about Kyrie Irving and the latest news within him. Kyrie Irving has come out to say he is not going to sign an extension with any team due to that. The Cavaliers will have a less chance to trade him, and other teams will not want to sign him. So are the Cavaliers doomed from this?
I feel like I feel like they're not, because they obviously could waive him, which, I mean, obviously they won't do that, but that's always an option. Or they could just try to convince him to stay and play with LeBron or whoever, or try to fix the problem, or try to get somebody to help him out, I guess he doesn't feel like LeBron's a big help. Or they could just hope somebody who picks him up and gives them what they want for him.
I think Cavaliers are screwed now, because now Kyrie Irving's pretty much saying, I'm not leaving the Cavaliers unless I can go play for 2 years. He's pretty much saying, let me just hop from team to team until I get onto a super team like Durant, or until I can get on a team of my own and make the playoffs. So the Cavs are now screwed with a relationship between Kyrie Irving and LeBron that's ruined right now. And how's that going to work inside the locker room, inside the Cavaliers. It's not going to work. The Cavs are screwed, right? They obviously have no money to keep signing players. Their backups are not very good. Kevin Love, we obviously know, can't show up in the playoffs.
Tristan Thompson can't show up in the playoffs. Amon Shumpert can't show up in the playoffs. J.R. Smith can't show up in the playoffs. The whole Cavaliers bench can't show up in the playoffs. So, yeah, the Cavs are actually, now that you said all that, they are looking pretty rough.
I mean, if we thought about it, the Cavaliers could have grabbed someone like Eric Bledsoe and Josh Jackson together if Kyrie Irving would sign an extension. But he won't. So now the Cavs are stuck with Kyrie Irving in his last 2 years. And a broken relationship between LeBron and Kyrie. I think Kyrie needs to leave. Kyrie could have went to New York, but Melo won't sign. I don't blame him. Kyrie Irving has made the Cavaliers situation lots worse than it has to be. It's almost like he was almost playing a game to make the news, almost.
Yeah, I feel like he just wanted to be relevant for the time being, I guess.
Congrats, he got all the attention he wanted. He got more attention than LeBron, finally. Alright, so we're going to finish off with this Mayweather versus McGregor fight. And the question I have is, do the glove size really matter? Because I got to say, the size of the glove does matter when it comes to Conor McGregor. Because he is used to these smaller UFC gloves, which can have a greater impact on a punch than a boxing glove. Also, with the boxing glove, it is heavier than a UFC glove. So McGregor might have a more difficult time throwing his normal power punch.
The only thing that helps out McGregor with fighting with boxing gloves, he actually has a better chance of hitting him, though, because boxing gloves obviously are bigger and they have a little bit more padding.
But you know, Mayweather is really good at defense with these big gloves.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, just me being me, seeing Mayweather fight, seeing McGregor fight, they're both good fighters, but McGregor doesn't have as much experience in the UFC. Like I said, the other few podcasts ago, he's not gonna win because Mayweather has too much experience. He's used to boxing gloves. He's quick in the boxing gloves, and they're obviously heavier than UFC gloves. So
now, real quick, I can't believe Mayweather had the nerve to come out and say this, but this is what Mayweather said. He said, "Hey, Conor McGregor, if you want to go down to 4-inch gloves, let's do it. You can go down to 8-inch, you go down to 6-inch. I'm willing to do that." Now, why would Mayweather say that? I guarantee you, if McGregor and Mayweather did that fight, McGregor's winning.
See, I feel like he wants to because people already know. People are thinking like me. McGregor's going to win because people think like me. Mayweather's going to win because he has boxing experience, so he's going to give him not as heavy gloves to make it seem like a fair fight. But Mayweather is a very defensive boxer. He obviously knows how to box.
Yeah, clearly.
See, I feel like I don't think McGregor's as quick as Mayweather. So it doesn't really matter what the size of the gloves are to me. Honestly, he can't kick, he can't take down, he can't submit. So all he has to do is stand up. And I think Mayweather's stand-up game is better than
and
McGregor's.
that's why I say McGregor has only a puncher's chance. And what that means is the only way McGregor wins this fight is if Mayweather slips up, puts his hands down, and McGregor hits him with one shot, and down goes Mayweather. Down goes Mayweather.
See, I feel like actually that would help Mayweather actually out more if he goes down to smaller gloves, because Mayweather's used to only fighting with big gloves. So if he has smaller gloves, he's going to be even quicker than he is now.
Yeah, and I mean, if we really think about it, in boxing gloves, you don't have much hand movement. You can't really move your fingers. We all know that. You have your thumb locked, and then the rest of your 4 fingers are locked on inside the glove. UFC glove, you have your fingers move around, so you're able to grab, and that's not what you do in boxing.
So, I mean, all in all, I feel like the size, going down in the size doesn't really matter for Mayweather. It's only going to make him better to me personally, and I feel like it's actually going to help out McGregor a little bit, but I'm pretty excited for the fight, and I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to bring in the money. It's going to be fun to watch. I just think those boxing gloves are going to make a huge difference, and that's part of the reason why Mayweather is going to get this win, unfortunately, is just because these boxing gloves. I mean, it's definitely going to be fun to watch. in the end, hey, thanks for listening. This has been a great podcast. We had a bunch of news to cover. I'm sure we're going to have a bunch of news to cover again next week. So stay tuned as we will be debating all the sports news next week. Remember to follow us on Facebook at Undefeated Tyler and Mario. And you can also follow us on Twitter at Undefeated T_M. Or you can contact us for comments and questions on our Facebook page or email at tylerhurst20@yahoo.com. Talk to you later. We out.
Peace.